quick little. Alrighty. Screen is frozen because it's a game where you have to have full screen taking over, otherwise Discord. Alright. Alrighty. Hey everyone, I am coming back. One more run. I'm still Heponwana. This here is Below the Ocean. Another really cool retro-inspired but very modern game. This came out 2 years ago or so. There are about a dozen runners of this game. The category I do originally was just a showcase I would do for speedrun events, because each regular category is an individual chapter and they could be so small. Like a 3-minute 53-second speedrun is a blink of an eye. So I ended up with this showcase I would do called 100% all gems, all chapters, or 100% all chapters, all gems, whichever way it goes. I'd call it a showcase. Eventually, a new moderator came in for the SRC boards for this game, and they had seen, pretty much, I believe they saw this game because of me at some speedrun events. They decided to make that showcase an official category. So that's what we're doing here. 100% means we need every gem. You'll notice that each of these stages says there's like 8 out of 8 gems, 11 out of 11, whatever number. We need to go through every chapter, get every gem, and get through this as quick as humanly possible. Time begins when I start chapter 1. Menuing is part of this category because it is very, very, it's everything back to back. Unlike a game like Celeste, where it's individual game or individual chapter in-game times, this is all real time, so menuing, it's real. So I'll get in this game more as we go along. No photosensitivity warnings on this one. This is just a chill game. So time begins when I hit speedrun mode in 3, 2, 1, go. So you are this little diver man, and you have a tether. It keeps you oxygenated. Oxygen, it is our best friend. It is what keeps us alive. And we could also wall jump. We are going to collect all of these gems. Spikes will kill you. There are only a couple colors to this game. It is super chill. The music is also super chill. It's kind of a 1-bit style of game. It is made by Ishmael Rodriguez, who makes all sorts of really cool 1-bit style games. So if you like this aesthetic, check out Ishmael Rodriguez's stuff. It is really cool. So this, we used our tether. Our tether is limited. Ooh, and that's a death. That's unfortunate. Our tether is limited, so we do have to work in... Ooh, that... Fun thing about your tether has some physics to it, and every once in a while, it can whip around in a way that's going to cause you some issues. So, issues, they happen. The tether is almost a little bit RNG-ish because of how it just flops around. This game has very smooth controls though. It is incredibly chill though. It is, thing I like, coyote jumping. If you know what coyote jumping is, it's where you run off a ledge in a regular platformer, and as you run off the ledge, bubbles give you a second jump, by the way. As you run off the ledge, you could jump on a pixel after falling. And game programmers put coyote jumping in because it feels more natural and good for people who are playing games. Bubbles also let you float. This game has coyote jumping as you fall off of ledges, which is a really cool thing. So here, if we keep this bubble we are going to save time because we would otherwise need to go to the bottom of this screen, grab that bottom left bubble so we could get this gem. You'll also notice gems, they do not collect the second you collect them. Gems collect when you get back to an oxygen. These oxygen all control where your tether is coming from, but also as we go along, there are going to be times where we will not have oxygen. We will intentionally cut our tether. Here we want to go a little slow, a little smooth. If you go too high, well, Icarus's wings melted. For us, it's our suit gets burst by the spikes. This game also has electricity squares, which will open sections. When you open a section, you could use the go back to checkpoint button, the boop button. You could boop yourself and not have to worry about detangling your tether, because your tether can take time to detangle. And if we could avoid taking time, we are going to do that. So in total, this game has 4 chapters. When the game first came out, they came out not all at once. Ooh, Tether, you got a little bit of a personality on that one. So here, we need to open the door by going and use our tether's length to fling ourselves up. And yeah, this game, 4 chapters, each one offers unique challenges and unique things. We are almost done with chapter 1. We need to keep this bubble so we can ride this current. This is the last real screen of chapter 1. And then we have, every chapter has what I call the exit descent. We're going to fall real hard here, force our tether to stretch. Your tether does have some stretchiness, and you can control that stretchiness a little bit. And if you know what you're doing, you could save a touch of time by doing that. So below the ocean is air and a treasure. So that is chapter 1 complete. But we are not done until we collect our 4th treasure. When we grab that 4th treasure, that is when we will be done. Unfortunately, 6 deaths is a touch more than I'd like to see, but it's all good. This is just good fun. And you'll notice there's new dive and speedrun mode. The difference is new dive will have a little bit of introductory explanation of what you're doing, like what treasure you're going for. Speedrun mode, you get a timer and you just get to it. Although the in-game time is not used because I believe it was found to be slightly off across different computers. So this game is all about real time. We bought that turtle because he gives us speed boost. He is the only turtle who does that. And don't stomp on turtles in real life. Only stomp on turtles if you're Mario and, you know, you're trying to get back a princess. Or whatever Mario is up to. Running a hotel. That's probably a good one for Mario when it comes to Obscurathon, is Mario running a hotel. So we want to keep this bubble as long as we can because we are going to go under this instead of over. Going over, we have to avoid the crabs. Going under, we could go quicker. And you don't need every air cylinder you come across. Some of them are there entirely to help you out if you are playing casually. If you're speedrunning, some of them are there to hinder you. Speaking of hindering, those crabs are the worst, and that cycle is the worst. So there's a gem in this screen. Do you see it? Probably not, but there's a pixel at the top of the screen that was shining. We could fling these crabs around some. Oh, I am going to just take a quick death there because this screen, if you do it right, you could get ahead of this cycle here. I messed it up twice, but we got it the final time. I wanted to show what the proper speed route was on that. There is making up time that might have been... Oh, missed that. My tether gave me a little whip. So we bop these turtles. We don't get the speed boost from them this time, but instead... Gotta wait for this guy. There's a gem hidden right in this room. But these turtles, whoa. I forgot to grab that air cylinder. That was silly of me. So different cylinders will have different tether lengths, and you will not really know what they are until you actually hit the cylinder. Here we could fling ourselves. We don't need to worry about hitting those turtles. Go up in this air bubble. And fling ourselves down real fast and go up. Here is new mechanic for chapter 2, the booster bubbles. So these blue bubbles, they will boost us. We don't want to die in this room because it will reset the cycle for that turtle, and we need that turtle to be where he is to get that gem. Otherwise we have to sit there for actually about 5 to 10 seconds. Big waste of time right there. We don't want to waste time. We want to save time. And we want to navigate through some real tricky, cool puzzles. This gem is a particularly tricky one, so we want to be careful. I mentioned stretching your tether before. We stretched our tether by using the blue boost bubble. Otherwise, we would have had to use that other air cylinder that was above it. So it's important to use momentum wherever we can. Now we just cut our tether, we'll grab just the littlest bit of air there, and we will try to do this. Fell slightly off the cycle there. So this room, okay, I'm going to take the safety strat. We will go ahead and grab this air cylinder. Just barely falling off. Oh, but we gotta keep the gem. So, I didn't even realize it kept the gem for us, but of course it did. The reason it did is if you are untethered, keeping the gem can carry over across. And what's fun is each of these chapters is going to give us a completely different feel and different experience, which is really cool for a game that looks so simple. I'm going to guess left, there is a crab I want to kick. Nope, he was middle, lost a tiny bit of frames because we need to kick that guy into this room. Do not kick him back out. He can actually slide through that one-way wall on the left. We boop him because he had a gem. Anytime something is shiny, it means it has a gem. Anytime that you see yellow means you could take out some nasties. Oop. I missed that just slightly, so we're going to take safety air right there. Ideally, you could barely get through this. Skin of your teeth, you barely hit that. Another new mechanic right here, the slingshots. And with the slingshots, you pretty much can break your tether. And we are meant to go to the right, so let's go to the left. Because we have a mini game right here, a little puzzle solve. Oh, physics, behave. Oh, physics, you are not working in my favor. Alright, there, come on. Normally those crabs play a little bit nicer. I am just having physics kind of fighting me a little bit today, but all is good. It's still a fun game. And we are gonna, this time, go to the right. Big blind leap of faith. Don't go too far to the right, because that would have been bad. You're probably like, oh, I thought I was going to get that. Okay, I'm going to play a little more marathon safe, because I am just not having that good luck today. But all is good, because I'm still showing off a game that, I was kidding. We're not doing marathon safe. Because we could grab that. So right here, we want to avoid slingshotting into that, because otherwise we'd had to take the time to break the tether again, and we don't want to take that time. We want to get this electricity. Ooh. And now we need to boop every fish in this room. Unfortunately, one of them we missed. There we go. And then this is the last real room of chapter 2. And then you can see chapter 3. We just have run into these crabs. They are gone. We fall down. Below the ocean is air. And of course, there's a treasure right there. And now we will go chapter 3. Chapter 3 is once again going to introduce whole new sets of mechanics. Yeah, there are a lot of the strats on this game are very much learning to kind of really learn to take advantage of mechanics. Cool thing. What game would ever think of doing this? Going left to start. What? Going left. So this stage introduces these little pips. You get 4 of them, and you could cut your air supply. Seems like a bad, you know, I'm going to work hard, grab 4 pips, go out my way for them, and I'm going to suffocate. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. So we'll grab 4 here. Ignore that air cylinder back there, because this one is all we need. Grab the pips. Jump, ignore that air supply, because air supply, it's a suggestion. Here's the new mechanic here. These clear bottles give you pretty much just total control. And using that total control, you could smash through things. Slightly missed on the first approach. So now we are going to have the hardest to find gem in this whole run. If you saw that coming, well, you've played this game before then, because there is no way you should see that one coming. But yeah, this chapter is a really cool one for mechanics, for movements, because it's all about knowing how to use these, whoa. Had my tether. You could see when it does some weird motions that it's kind of pulling you in weird ways. We're going to do a death abuse in this room because we are going to get tangled. Very tangled. There we go. Once we open that door, get detangled, get out of there in a hurry. And now, another new mechanic. Our tether has physics, so it can hold down these buttons. And we're going to have a few cool little button puzzles. I love these puzzles because, you know, it offers a different way of thinking. This one in particular is really cool because you really had to think about how are you going to get all of those. Now, don't leave the room yet, or you will not be able to get the 100%, because we need that gem that was in a pocket of air. And then here is an optional gem. Nothing else is down here except the gem. And this one is potentially dangerous. So we grab this gem. Oh boy, slightly missed that. Oh boy. I am just going to take that back. And we are just going to take this safe because I was having a few little issues. That room is very much, you need to get your motions down perfect. Another new mechanic. Shooting ourselves out of cannons. But some of these rooms, you have to be like spot on perfect with your motions. And if you're not, you are going to have some major issues. So there we go. Want to hit that springy platform. We'll fling ourselves over here. Go up. Shoot ourselves again. And just like that. We need to grab this air bubble. And now we're going all the way down. You need this air bubble because these walls, by having no texture to them, oh boy. By having no texture to them, it is showing you that they are not climbable. By being not climbable, you need that bubble get out of there or you will be trapped. So this room, we take a quick death to reset the cycle to a perfect cycle for us. Otherwise, we can't jump over that jellyfish and we have to wait for them. We want to jump over them, so we want that cycle reset. It saves maybe a tenth of a second, but it is a time save nonetheless. That was on me. So, there we go. We want to slide under him, avoid this bouncy platform because it'll bounce us right in those spikes, and that's just bad news. These claws are going to try and help us, but at the same time, they're going to help us find jellyfish, which is bad news all around. So we want to just make sure we are moving in the way that works best for us, not for the claws. And some of these rooms get particularly dangerous. This one, we're going to try to avoid some of the claws because some of them are going to slow us down and cause us to go through unnecessary routes. So we will go here, fling up, grab this, try to avoid him. He got us. We could have fallen down, grabbed that air cylinder without having run over that button. But it's okay. That is not a problem. That gem, how do we get that? Well, we need to go all the way to the bottom of this room, lose our air supply, bounce up, grab that gem, get retethered, lose our air supply again, and move on to the next room. This is also another room with a lot of potential of things going pretty bad. If that claw would have missed me. But it didn't miss me. Went perfect. Because that's how it should go sometimes. Pretty easy puzzle right here. Pretty obvious what we're doing. This one, we need to get that empty bottle so we could smash into the ceiling and open the door. We are detethered. And now comes the room of a billion deaths. And I say that not because we're going to die for no good reason. We're going to die and save time by going back to our checkpoint each time. So we are just going to... It takes more time to go back than to just do this. Just to smash through things. I forgot, you got to grab that. You don't grab that, you're not getting anywhere. Slide through there. Skin of our teeth, barely not hitting that jellyfish. Jump over, this air bubble will refill us, and we are good to go. Bounce up here. We're going to skip another air cylinder because we don't need that air cylinder. That one is purely a suggestion, not a requirement. Last room of the third chapter. We need to get all of these jellyfish. Our energy takes a little time to come back to us, so you can't just plow through all of them higgledy-piggledy. You gotta take your time. And then this one actually has a little bit of a, I guess you could call it a puzzle for the final falling into the air below the ocean. And the treasure is actually in the middle of this screen. All right. We are now at the final chapter. Well, we first need a little dance. Gotta do a little, yep, do the below the ocean dancing. Get into it, 8 minutes even. Not the best, not the worst. And now we are in the final chapter. This one, you could go left, there is nothing to the left. New bubbles, these things are fast and they're electrified. And you need to use them to stretch your tether because our tether wouldn't have reached there, and we're going to need to keep stretching our tether. We're also going to have, like right there, stretch our tether. We're also going to have a few very, very important gems that we could miss. So we need to be very mindful of that. Also, if you ram into an enemy and kill it with this ability, you get to use it again. So we will go up here. We need to grab this, fling ourselves around, hit that, and we're good to go. Avoid that air bubble, because if you hit that bubble, you will lose your tether, or you'll lose your bubble power. This room is very much all about perfection. You're meant to go that upper left corner, but that takes quite a bit more time, so it's all about perfection on that one. And on this one, we did that to open up this right here. I messed up. I need this. I need this shine spark. I call it a shine spark. I know that is a Metroid thing. Because there was a second gem. Sneaky and clever. There were more gems hiding in the gems. Well, not in the gems, but hiding in the stage. And that's part of the challenge of when you first play this game. If you're not playing, if you haven't played it before, try and find those gems. Some of them are really clever. These spikes, they cannot hurt us. Notice one spike is shining. This one. And we need to keep this shine spark bubble. If we lose it, this run is over. If we lose it, we lost the run until we do that. And now, this is what I call Indiana Jones time. We're just going to run through as all the traps are going off. Just keep moving. Don't let it get to us. And there we are. We got through the first Indiana Jones room. We're going to have a second Indiana Jones room that's more of a vertical version of it. These blocks give you air when you're tethered to them, but also they hold things down. Dragging two at once does not change their speed any, so go for it. Ooh. Hope I didn't drag that too far. If you drag that pixel perfect, there you go. You could just get through nice and easy like that. We'll grab this one. You'll notice we're tethered to it. We're going then get this gem. And remember, we're immune to almost everything while we are shiny, including those spikes. We'll use the shine spark that we kept from the previous room. And that'll let us save just a few frames. We will take an intentional death in this room, because it's quicker than going back down. We'll take another intentional death, and the door is open, because sometimes you just want to save time. Get that open, and we'll head on down. This room, if you do it right, is very nice. If you do it wrong, it can be a problem. So we're going to try to do it right. Ooh, big jump. Avoid the spike. What spike? That spike. Then sneak in under that. If you hit that with your bubble, you're going to have a problem. Because, come on, there we go. Anytime that you have a bubble or a power-up, if you do go into the air, you do lose that power-up. So you want to be very mindful of that at all times. We're going to put this here. Get the shine spark again. Launch ourselves up. For some reason, this is electrified. It shows no indication of it, but who am I to argue? And here comes Indiana Jones Room 2, the downward descent. Just a bunch of traps going off, crabs everywhere, everything's going bonkers. When those last two spikes leave, we leave the room. We go down straight down the middle. You might think, why didn't we swing left or right to try and trigger those ones? Because if we went left or right, we would have not triggered some of the sidewall ones. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, I thought I barely avoided. Now I'm on the whims of the bad cycle. But we're through it. It's okay. This game is very cycle-based, so if you ever do die in a room, sometimes, oh, what am I doing? I want to get rid of these guys. If you do die, it's a lot like Celeste, if you're familiar with that, where there is entry cycles and death cycles. You saw earlier a death cycle example with that jellyfish room. Also, this is the end of the run, so time is coming up as soon as we get the last treasure, which is, you know when it is? It's right here. Time. And that would be below the ocean. 100% all gems, all chapters, or all chapters, all gems. I always flip-flop those in my brain. We get a little dance out of it. If you ever want to speedrun this game, it is a lot of fun. It is very accessible. It's easy to get into. You could play at least some of it in browser on the itch.io page for it, put out by Ishmael Rodriguez. It's a wonderful game. It is a lot of fun. It is also really chill, despite being a splatformer or a precision platformer where you die a lot. You have this good music, you have these good vibes, the visuals are really just comfortable. It's a really cool game. Anyways, this was my little bonus game for all of you. I'm Heponwana. Expect to see me at future Obscurathons because I play a lot of obscure games and I love showing them off. And, you know, for sure I'll be submitting runs for future events because I love showing these cool little gems. So thank you, everyone. As I always say, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Nothing but love. And trans rights are human rights. Just be good to each other, my friends. Much love.